Hey up everyone, welcome back to little Stalingrad. Now, I haven't actually seen this turn yet, I've just got it and I thought, well, I might as well watch it with you guys. So you can see me flail about as it happens. Now, not a lot has changed, I'm still pushing up on this right block here, trying to build up some forces, clear this area at the front out so that I can get in there in strength. I have actually, in the last turn, I popped a guy, just a lone survivor from the house that spends all its time getting shelled. Pushed him into this house here, and he was immediately wasted by torrents of AK fire from these buildings in front. So, which I kind of expected, if I'm going to be honest. So when I do push up, what I want to be doing is, I have a TRP lurking in there. And what I want to be doing when I actually push in is dropping a pitload of smoke and artillery in this square and on these buildings to keep the other guys' heads down. So we can get in there and have the base of fire standing by for when the smoke clears. Or while the smoke is still going, because, you know, my guys have these thermal sights and all kinds of other fun things. We have got a couple of contacts that are ongoing. We've got this squad down in the bottom of this house here. This is actually a full motor rifle squad. You can just see two of them here, but there is an RPG gunner who is still alive. And they're currently getting lit up by this engineer squad here and the survivors in the bomb towers. Incidentally, this artillery fire is starting to destroy the buildings. This place is getting steadily more and more trashed. So I really want to be pushing up as fast as I can. Then we've got some more Russians spotted over here. Now, we've got an RPG team here, and then we've got some more Russians downstairs in this building. The RPG team has been hitting up. First it hit up a squad that I put in here. See, it wasted a couple of guys who were clustered around the window. Don't cluster around the windows, guys, please. Now it's hitting up some engineers who are in these buildings here. You can see the smoke from the last barrage, and that guy's reloading his grenade launcher. And the problem is, I've made contact, but I don't have a big enough force to get that fire superiority, so I'm just going to pull back. And you can see how if I was going to go and attack the left-hand block and I decided to cross through this park, anybody down here is going to get wasted by any Russians hanging around in these buildings. GCF's not an idiot. You know, he's going to have people lurking all over this place here with target arcs to make sure that they don't fire until the right moment. So that's why I'm slightly more inclined to go this way, and I am steadily moving some forces up. I've got two squads from another platoon moving up, and they're not using the mouse holing lines because they're getting bombed. They're just going up the edge of the street quite slowly, lots of little waypoints so that they stop every now and again. That way, hopefully, if there's any arty, they're going to be smart enough to say, hey, maybe we should get inside one of these buildings, and they won't just plow on into it. So without any further ado, let's whack it on the wide angle lens and press play and see what happens. Yeah, that sounds like one of the M240s lighting that up. Oh, we got some more guys crossing at the back. Ooh. Ooh, that was a bad decision to run out of that building. Good night. I can't control the camera. There we go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we mouse hole. And, oh, things are getting a bit worse over here. So, who they're getting worse to, that's a matter of opinion. Alright, see, we've got that fire superiority. We've closed these guys down pretty quick. Okay, that's the end of the turn. So, that was pretty interesting, actually. Let's go back. Let's have a look at these guys here. What were these guys doing? Right, so this is the RPG team in that building. Well, 3 guys with... So it's not an RPG team, it's half of the squad. And that's a GMG and a 50 cal giving them the good news. So, yeah, 2 of them made it. Not fantastic. These guys are just mouse holding again. We love the mouse holding. Did anything else happen except down here on this corner? That's just some harassing fire I've got on. Just some pungent 5mm airbursts just to keep him, make it difficult for him to move around. Make him think he doesn't want to go out the buildings. Stay put. Oh, but this is pretty much how I actually watch these turns. I'll watch it in segments. You know, watch the whole overview just to get an idea of what happened, and then let's get rid of those trees. And then go back and look at the interesting stuff and see what happened. Casualty was there at the start, the SPD gunner. PK guy, RPG guy. Well, what's that? That is an RPO. Nasty. The Schmel. It's kind of... It gets touted as a flamethrower. It's not really a flamethrower, it's a thermobaric weapon. So when one of those goes off inside a building, it's really bad for you, but he has to actually get it in through the window. Or through the gigantic holes in the walls everywhere. So hopefully we're going to nail him. I didn't spot that guy originally. There's certainly enough firepower going out. Go on. Somebody shoot him before he actually fires that off. He's effectively suppressed though, that's good enough. Okay, so what do I want to do now? I want to carry on going. These guys are going to be hopping into some of these buildings. The guys coming up through the street are going to be hopping into the buildings at the side, so that, you know, they don't... they're not lurking in the street any more than they have to. We're going to split the last platoon down and then send it up. Click, 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 waypoints for everyone. So I'll move them around the back there, then out into the street. That way it's going to stagger it a little bit as well. And we'll move up one of the breach teams too. Yeah. I have still got a contact icon up there. I think there are some dead Russians in this building somewhere. I just haven't spotted them, but there was definitely a sniper team up there at some point. Now the actual team itself isn't necessarily going to be a problem because, you know, when it sticks its head out, it's going to get Jimpied, or MT-40'd if you're an American, and we've got the good old Mark 19 grenade machine gun, which is going to tear him a new one. Again, that's why the room's on fire. But the fact that he can look down here, see my troops coming, and then call arty on them, that's a much bigger problem. So we might even, just in case there's anybody up there, give him a little blast from the 50 cal. My guys over here are winning the firefight. So eventually they're going to pick those guys off, or they're going to run away. And they can't run away anywhere in particular, I don't think. No, that's just a, you know, one-way exit, so they're stuck in there and they're trapped. I don't really want to push it. Let's give them another turn of suppression. If they're not firing back, then we'll send someone over to go and assault it. Oh, the GMG, incidentally, which I forgot to mention, is dead. He was in here. I got a team in, blew through, but he was already dead. So the suppressive fire must have caught him in the face or something. And apart from that, it's just business as usual. I am pushing up over here. I am probing pretty much over here just to keep his attention. You can see those guys up in the on the street up here. They've all been going from right to left. Excellent. I want them to be going from right to left. I want him stacking up over here when I attack over here. So we'll see how it goes on. It's turning into a pretty interesting game, this. It's going a bit slower than I would hope it would, but I'd also rather that I had tanks and things so I could just blow up the enemy wherever I find them. So any questions, guys, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments. I'll try and get round to it, and I'll catch you in the next video.